Hi, I'm Savannah with the Mindset Group at Pine and Beckett Realtors, and for our last game-changing interview of 2020, I am here with Norma Pine and Chris Beckett, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Hey Savannah, so I'm Norma Pine, broker owner of Pine and Beckett Realtors. I do have a few designations to tell you about. So I have the accredited buyer's representation, I have the certified residential specialist, the accredited luxury home specialist, the accredited seller's representative, and the seniors representative specialist. So I'm really proud to have acquired all of those. Took me a little while, obviously, but anyway, so proud that I have those. And with that, Chris will tell you a little bit about his.
Chris Beckett, broker associate here, Pine and Beckett, Chris Beckett Real Estate Group. So I have to write mine down because I've got so many of them. But accredited buyer's representation, certified residential specialist, Internet Pro, which is basically an E-Pro designation, graduate Realtor Institute, the certified residential specialist, and the SFR that just helps me get offers and listings through for my clients to get the proper representation and client negotiation down better than somebody that doesn't have all those designations.
Absolutely.
So in this interview, we are actually going to do things a little bit different. We're not going to be asking our standard questions. So the first thing I want to talk to y'all about is, how do you see that Pine and Beckett has evolved in the last 16 years? So for those of y'all that don't know, Norma and Chris did start Pine and Beckett Realtors in 2004. So we turned 16 this August, and we're very excited about
We're
it.
getting to be teenagers.
Yes, yes,
We might be wild and crazy teenagers.
I can't disagree.
There you go.
Actually, so 16 years ago, Chris and I broke out on our own, just the two of us, with one receptionist up front. We had a vision in mind that we were going to do something different than the regular real estate offices and do something different, like a different model. Never intending to grow to the growth that we have experienced and are enjoying, but we have evolved every year, little by little, to this incredible team that now we have 34 agents with 7 top brokers. And all of it is because I think of our culture and our environment that we offer, and we really do work together, I think, as far as a group for our marketing, and therefore our buyers and sellers enjoy that because it is a much more focused group than you typically would find in the normal real estate office.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree. I think that a lot of the offices, we've heard from other agents that have worked not in our office but have come working for another company and that have come to work for us from switching and transition, that they were surprised how agent related we were. So what that means is, let's say you're a client that has a property that's listed with somebody and something happens to that agent. They might have gotten sick. We've got all this stuff going on with COVID and people are at home. You'd be surprised at how many agents at this office will step in for that agent and just take over as if it was their own file and listing, because we're so focused on the client relationship to make sure that they are taken care of 100%. The commission is secondary to the client relationship that we have with our clients, and that also exposes our agents to this wonderful, almost a family relationship. And families can get kind of into it with each other, but at the end of the day, you're still family. So regardless of what happens here at the office, we definitely try to take care of our clients, and then we figure out what's going on with the agent, and it's all kumbaya. So we try to make sure that everything is taken care of for client first at that point. But it's really nice when you're in an office like this and an agent is unable to help the client, somebody at the office can step in, because there's so many brokers and so many agents here to help. It's wonderful.
Well, and we do have 7 brokers, and with that said, Chris, I think the thing that makes us different and also separates us is most of the people here, in fact, I'm going to say all of the people here, all of the wonderful agents, we all have the same thing in mind. We all have the same mission statement. We all have the same goals. So I think when you work in unison with those kind of goals, no wonder that last year we broke every record of 210 million in gross sales with 34 people, because we all share that vision. So it's not something that 2 people can do or 3 people can do. It takes all of us, and I say that every day to the team, but it really does.
So building on that, how have you evolved and changed and overcome with the COVID challenges this year?
Want to get there?
Well, so I was thinking about that question, and back to the team, you know, when COVID hit, the crash oil market, it hit. This is like my 5th downturn. And of course, everybody wanted to talk to me to see what I could share and bring to the table from my other experiences. This one is very different because of COVID, because of the oil crash. And of course the election now. So there's a lot of transitioning in this year. But oddly enough, what happened with this group, again, is we started on our Zoom meetings. We really never stopped because we are an essential business. We really never stopped. We were very careful. And this group didn't say, we can't do it. What they did say is, how can we do it? And what they did is we started doing videos, we started doing walkthroughs, sending people information on homes, and we never really broke our pace, and which has been absolutely outstanding. And I was just surprised and shocked, to be honest.
I agree. I think that the COVID made real estate not so touchy-feely. It made it more virtual. And, you know, in this particular area, this isn't New York City, this is not Los Angeles. We really took it a step beyond. We did the Facebook Live, we did Instagram Live. We currently do. That's like blanket listing on everything that we're doing right now. It's you have to have that virtual key that fits in the transitional lock, and that's what's working for real estate right now, is this culmination of 180 degrees of different and new ideas, because the old stuff was working back then because we didn't have to do all the videos and stuff because of the area, the location. It wasn't a high demand. Now what's happening is you have to have a hybrid where you've got to have the internet, you've got to have the virtual, and now you have to have the touchy-feely stuff. We're still doing broker opens, we're still interacting, we're still having big parties at, you know, listings that require attention, versus we take that and we multifaceted and we put it with the virtual part, and then Instagram, Facebook Live, and Snapchat, and TikTok, and there's all these platforms out there that now we have to integrate the listings for. So it literally never stops. It's a constant moving animal is real estate.
But you know, one of the things that you guys have done, you and Savannah and Janine and a lot of the group, is that now we can market ourselves, because we were a little bit premature in marketing this last January before everything hit in March. We were going in that direction. We had already established the mindset group. We were really moving forward on this. This just kind of was a catalyst and took us over the edge. And so now when we go to a listing appointment, if you're one of our sellers, we can show your listing. When we put it on some of our social media, we'll get 5,000 and 6,000 viewers. Who does that? That's amazing.
The amazing
so
part,
what we offer is over the top.
Yeah, the amazing part about that is we used to traditionally be so excited when we'd have an open house and there was 15 people that come through the open house. And during Corona, early days, you know, we were not really allowed to basically go out, but the realtors were essential and sellers still wanted open houses done. So we would go and do the open houses, and we found that no one would come to the open house because they weren't supposed to, but then virtually, it might be 1,000 views, 2,000 views, right. And by the next Friday, it was up to 7,000, 8,000 views. Phenomenally, if we spent 1 hour at one open house, and we used to think 10 people that were coming through was a successful open house. 7,000 hits, 7,000 views, 7,000 shares. That's phenomenal. The metrics of that data is amazing, and we're using that to explain to sellers that when we go to listings, it's like, guys, you're not just listing with us, you're listing with people that have had experience in a Corona pandemic environment, and we know how to market your house differently than anybody else. So it's really valuable expertise that you're hiring at this office versus, you know, and no dogging, but if you're a brand new agent and don't know any of this information, and you get that listing, you are not doing that listing, that seller, a service, because you don't know what you're doing. And I think it's actually part of the TREC bylaws and guidelines that if you don't know what you're doing, then you need to bring somebody in to help you. And that's why some of these offices, I'm not getting on a tirade here, but some offices don't even know who their broker is. For real. Like, that's unbelievable.
Or they have to call a different town.
Or they have to call another city that they're in a brokerage for. And again, I'm not throwing any shade to any offices out there, but if you can't call your broker and have a one-on-one conversation when you have a problem, that's a problem for your seller, not just you. That's a problem for, you know, if Joe can't be serviced correctly, or, you know, Ellen can't be serviced correctly for their listing, you should be able to reach out to somebody, and it's scary to me that people don't have that communication with somebody. Not that at this office.
No,
They can
ours
call
is right
me,
here.
they can call Norma, they can call any
Right
of the
here.
7 brokers. Say, hey, I got a problem. I can't.
That's
What
right.
do I do?
That's
What
right.
do I do with this? We don't want problems. We want to
That's right.
fix issues before they become a problem.
Yeah, because in our office, for instance, not to get off on that, but if you can't find me, you can find Chris, you can find Janine, you can find Deb, you can find Terry. And they are all so hands-on, so knowledgeable, so willing to help
Helpful,
everyone.
yeah.
So that's on the bad side of the COVID and the oil crash. The good thing
side.
is, the good side, there's always an upside. The good side is it has taken us there as far as exposure that we can now give to our sellers. It has taken us there in that we all help each other more, because honestly, we do have to study a lot more. There's a lot more COVID disclosures coming up. There's just a whole new platform that now we're having to learn. So I think that that's the good, that it's also pushed us to be better and to learn more, because of course you all know that
Well,
the
you
mantra in
learn
this
from
office
pain.
is
You
knowledge
learn,
is power.
yeah,
Right.
you learn from pain. If there's a painful experience, you're going to learn from
That's
that
right.
more than it's just fun. You know, this pandemic has not been fun. It's been very taxing, very stressful. It's like right now we're in pandemic crisis environment,
True.
and it's just people are a little edgy, to say the least, and everybody just needs to just calm down a little bit. But we're going to make it through. It's important that we all stay fairly calm right
And
now.
the accessibility of having y'all here. We're not calling and trying to explain to you in another town what Midland is doing and what Midland is going through. You're living it.
Right.
You're here, you're right there with us, you're with the clients, you're going through the same things we are.
We're
during this
definitely
pandemic.
hands-on, and in the trenches. Anyway, I'm old school, but I do believe you've got to know what's going on outside of your bubble so that you can really counsel and figure out what people need.
So where do you see Pine and Beckett going moving forward into 2021?
So I'll start that. I feel like, as usual, we've got all kinds of different plans. Unfortunately, I have a lot of projects, marketing projects that are constantly on the horizon. The girls kind of go, oh no, here she comes again with another great idea.
Yeah, no more good ideas.
No more good ideas.
Christmas is coming.
But it is always a challenge, and we're always moving forward, because we feel here at Pine and Beckett that we need to be ahead of the curve. We need to be the leaders, and so we do lead, and we do lead by example. And so hopefully 2021 has got all kinds of great things for us. We don't really typically set standards, because this team is so phenomenal, that it even breaks records that we don't think we can achieve. So I think that we just move forward with the plans that we've got, and more of the same, more designations, more encouragement. What do you think, Chris?
I don't know. This is a pretty driven office. So personally, I've not done goals before, because I'm always pushing myself beyond a goal, and I feel like if I set a goal, I'd be shortcoming myself to reach that goal. Then I say, okay, I did it, now what? So I've always exceeded the last year's production, always exceeded the last year's goals and revenue, etc. So it's never been really a goal for mine to see. But I think 2021 is going to be interesting, because like even this year, this fall market, I've been trying to explain to sellers, we've never dealt with a Corona holiday season. So it's new territory. So 2021, as much as everyone wants to get rid of 2020, it's been a really big learning experience. And again, like I've said before, when you've got so much pain involved with people with getting sick and stress and laid off, and economy, and your civil rights and the masks and all that, it's just kind of like, what's the new norm? Is the new norm going to be last year 2020 to pull over to 2021? I hope not. I hope that there's going to be some kind of a vaccine or something, and it just starts tapering down. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in 21. I know that the lights are still going to be on here. I know that we're still going to be working. I know that when people were getting laid off, this office did not. We just kept trucking right along. So all we know how to do is work. That's all we know to do, is just continue to move forward, and take care of the
What
client.
is it you're always saying? I'm always pushing.
As long as we take care of the client, and the client wants us to represent them, we'll be here. I mean, that's all that I can tell you. But 2021, can't wait for it to be here. Can't wait. It's like, On its way.
So I'm gonna put y'all on the spot a little bit.
Uh-oh.
The big question is always, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So we're gonna go backwards a little bit. 5 years ago, did you think this office would be where it is today? What was the number of agents you had then versus now? What was the environment then versus now? What's changed? Did y'all expect this at all in the last 5 years?
No. Absolutely no. So 5 years ago, I think we had 18 agents, and I thought that was kind of a big number, maybe even 21. But we've been very blessed. While we work hard, we play hard, we're very driven. However, we're really, really close. Like, I can say something about Savannah, but somebody else better not say something about Savannah. It's that kind of an environment. So that it got created that way, I don't know how we got there. I think it was by attraction, maybe. I don't know.
So let's talk about numbers. So what were your numbers about 5 years ago? How many agents? You said between
18 and 21.
21?
Mhm.
And now we are pushing what, close to 40?
Yes, close to
With
40.
all the brokers and everything? What about production? Can you guesstimate your production back then?
I think it might have been like 98 million,
And now?
over 210 million.
A year.
Amazing. A year, yeah. Gross sales, phenomenal. Everyone here makes an incredible income, but we work that hard. We really do work. And I'm not saying other people don't, but we just work hard, and then the results kind of speak for itself. I guess that's it.
Chris, what do you think about all that?
Sounds great.
Well, and even this office, because we're upstairs and we call it Chris's penthouse. We're in Chris's penthouse. We've only had this, the last 2 or 3 years?
Yep.
About 2 years.
Yeah.
About 2 years.
Yeah.
We
had a
grew
growth spurt
so
right
much.
then. Yeah, we had we were in pain, like we were on top of each other.
We
Yeah.
We were expanding. It was expanding with or without us.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
expanding.
Yes,
We had to
that's
do
true.
something to expand.
We had offices that were used as storage that had to be completely cleaned
None.
out for agents. We had to get a whole nother office up here to even fit everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So in 5 years, we'll be at 80 people then.
No.
That just sounds
With the
That
rest of the
remains to be
office.
seen.
So much
Remains to
fun.
be seen. The next chapter. That's the next chapter.
right. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
So let's talk about
60,
your.
It'd be 60 agents. It'll be 5 years. 60 instead of 80.
Well, unless you look at it as we doubled, so then we'll double up. to
Okay, that's
80
what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your MRT Reader's Choice Award. Chris, tell me about that.
That was so cool that we got selected by the Midlanders, the local people that put us in a category of we did a great service for them, and so they recommended us to a top honor, a top position, a top prize. So it's like we're the best in show of the dog show. So I think we really appreciate that. We think that's a really, really commendable thing that our community has reached back to us and said thank you. And because you did us a good job, and here's an award, and we appreciate that. So thank you very much, Midland. We
Absolutely.
really appreciate the
It's so.
Reader's Choice Award.
What an honor.
Mhm.
What an honor.
Absolutely.
I was just blown away by that. Really, it really was. I mean, because I've been doing this
She sold most.
for a long time, and so to achieve that is
So
like
mean to her.
so cool, so cool. So yeah, that was wonderful. Very proud, Savannah.
Well, thank you guys for taking time to talk to us today.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it, and
Thank
we will
you.
see y'all back on these interviews in 2021.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Bye. Happy New Year.